Hey, New Jersey, I want to take a quick moment to talk about something that honestly doesn't get enough attention until you need it. And that's what to do after an accident. Josh Chomick, have you ever had a really bad accident?
I rear-ended someone on the Pulaski Skyway.
I was in your car.
Awful. Yeah.
Worst day ever.
Terrible day.
Well, here in New Jersey, if you've ever been injured, whether it's a car or truck accident like Josh Chomick, an Uber and Lyft accident, a slip and fall, a pedestrian or bicycle accident, or even a workplace injury, basically any situation where you're hurt and you're not at fault, your first step should be njinjury.com. Josh Chomick, what's that URL?
njinjury.com.
njinjury.com is led by trusted New Jersey personal injury attorney and friend of the podcast, Anthony Davila, who has over 15 years of experience helping people navigate what comes next after an accident. His team has helped recover millions of dollars for injured clients across the Garden State, and they focus on making the process as clear and stress-free as possible. You can visit njinjury.com and submit your case for a free case review, or call 833-GO-NJ-LAW. That's 833-GO-NJ-LAW. It's fast, simple, and confidential with no upfront cost and no fee until they win. So if there's ever an injury, a place where you need some help, visit njinjury.com or call 833-GO-NJ-LAW.
Hey, this is Jersey. You're listening to the Garden State.
You're listening to the Garden State, the only New Jersey podcast that gives you all the news you need to hear this week. My name is Josh Sobo.
I'm Josh Chomick.
And I'm Jimmy Parks, having some nice chicken noodle soup made by none other than Jordan's mom.
Wow.
Although,
Eating
where's
soup.
Jordan tonight?
He's watching the Beast games, whatever
Oh,
that
yeah,
is.
he had to watch Beast games. Yeah, this is not sponsored by Mr. Beast. But we do take Mr. Beast sponsorships if it came our way.
I think we missed out on the whole American Dream Mall thing with him, but
We tried. I was there. It was crazy.
it was crazy. Hey, guys, good to be back on the podcast. We've been on this every other week, which feels very healthy for the podcast.
I like it.
I'm really
Yes.
enjoying it. I wanted to do a little recap of what's happened in the last few weeks, because there's a lot that's gone on.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of life happening in and around the pod. First off, I think a great starting point for this week would be to just briefly discuss some of this weather stuff going on.
Back-to-back snowstorms, like back-to-back
That was-
weekend snowstorms.
Yeah.
How lucky are we?
2 weekends ago, I found a $30 snowblower on Marketplace, texted my old pal Josh Chomick and said, because I realized, I texted this lady or messaged her and said, hey, I could be there tomorrow, 9 a.m. I'm coming for it.
$30, you can't turn it down.
$30. And
Yeah.
it was the best part, it was 7 minutes from my house. So I was like, okay, it's just meant to be. Then I'm laying in bed thinking, how am I going to get this massive snowblower in my truck bed? So I texted these guys and I was like, how heavy do you think this thing is? I looked it up, it was 198 pounds. So I'm like, I
That's
don't know.
definitely more than you could lift.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a way I could do that
Have
myself.
you seen this guy's arms? Twigs.
But it wasn't that bad when we lifted it together.
I mean, yeah, together as a team,
As a team effort.
we got that into your truck, no problem.
But, I got the snowblower. It needed some love. It needed a little bit of TLC. We got it running nice. And then I got nervous about the snowblower curse, which is you get a snowblower, it doesn't snow anymore.
Yeah, I was worried about that.
But what happens that following weekend? 2 days of snow in a row.
Yeah, the first day was about like 3.5 inches. The second storm was about maybe the same, like 2.5, like Saturday into Sunday. So we kept like making fun of Sobo in the group chat because he wanted to run his snowblower.
I
But
did
I'm like,
run
dude,
it.
I was like, dude, there's like no snow on the ground.
No,
You're
Dude,
making
just-
more of a mess.
You could shovel it quicker than snow blowing it right
it
now.
definitely could have been shoveled quicker, but I just wanted to do
A little test
So
run.
I cleaned out the carb, which was the main issue, but the engine was also flooded. So I did all these little minor tweaks to it and got it running real nice. And I just wanted to do a little test path to see if it worked, and it was beautiful.
Yeah.
And I will say, I have a bad shovel. I need a new shovel. And it's one of those shovels that no matter how hard you try, you can't get to scrape the snow off. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah.
It's not the worst.
Yep.
It has no edge to it.
Need some good edge.
I hate that. So the snowblower did a great job. Look, it made everything look clean as a whistle.
Hey,
So,
prepping it for this coming weekend storm.
yeah, and I think this is a great segue into our first story, which isn't one of the stories on the list,
No.
but it's a story that when I say story, I mean we could probably clip this for the socials.
Yeah, and we're recording this Wednesday night, right? And you guys are going to get this on the podcast Friday morning. So between Wednesday night and Friday morning, a lot can change.
Yes.
With the forecast, as we've seen this whole week, you guys have probably seen a million different snow models and different maps on like floating around social media because this storm keeps moving and it's massive. Like this is gonna cripple most of the United States as it arrives to New Jersey later this weekend. But we might be getting a lot of snow, guys. It's looking like 12 to 18 inches as of now for the Garden State, most of the state.
The question for the viewers at home is New Jersey about to get swamped with a major snowstorm? So you said...
We're so overdue, and right now it's looking great.
You're saying 12 to 18 inches.
That's what it's looking like right now. By Friday, it could move more north, and we can get more of a mix, which means less snow, or it can move back south, and which means less snow as well. Because right now, we're kind of in the jackpot. We're in the sweet spot, but we're going to keep monitoring it, and I'll probably drop a weather map on Friday or Saturday on the Garden State with the updated totals, because we'll know more then, because the storm's going to start Saturday night, all day Sunday, into Monday. So it's going to be a long storm. It's going to be a mess. So if you are, if you don't have shovels, you don't have a good shovel like Josh, or you need to get the snowblower prepped, this is your time to do so because it's looking like Sunday might be the big one. And I'm very excited.
For the people that have been trying to sell a snowblower, this is the dream situation. Because the thing is, the snowblower market on Facebook Marketplace has been booming this year because everyone's trying to sell them. They don't think we get snow anymore in New Jersey. That's been the talk track this year is the last few seasons, no snow, and everyone's starting to get rid of their machines. And then guess what happens? We have a massive system.
This could be like one of the biggest storms we've seen in a long time if everything lines up perfectly. I'm not going to give into it yet. I want to believe, but also I don't want to jinx it. And, so much can change, but I think it's going to be big.
So Josh, what weather model is your go-to when you're looking
every storm is different.
Really?
Sometimes I'll believe the Euro, other times I'll believe the GFS, the NAM. Listen, because none of these models get it right. They're always wrong until like 2 days out. Well, that's how outdated they are.
That's why you got to pay attention to the NAM, right? Because that's kind of like the last minute, your final answer.
It changes every storm. Some storms the NAM is perfect, and then another storm the GFS has it right.
You know what?
So I'm just following all of them right now, and as of now, they're all tracking more north, which means the storm, New Jersey's kind of in the bullseye right now, which is kind of crazy.
Well, did you know that just the other day, NOAA released that 30 years ago, the blizzard, this winter of 95 to 96 was confirmed to be the snowiest ever on record? It took them 30 years to determine this.
Wow. That's a long time.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So we're due, like you said.
Let's beat the record. The biggest storms, like in recent history, like 2010 Boxing Day, that was a massive blizzard that we got. Then 2016, we got another big boy. 2021, we had a solid storm. It was a little heavier, wet snow, but it was a mess. I remember cleaning it. And so, this is number 4. I think we're due for, a really big storm. And I would love it.
So I have some questions here that I want to work through. First off, what does Nor'easter Nick think about all this?
I don't follow him.
Really? I don't know who he even is, but I heard he's a weather kid from Jersey.
We all have our favorite. There's too many meteorologists on the internet. I'm not going to follow all 20 of them.
We got Joe Martucci.
Listen, I'm following.
We got Hurricane Schwartz,
Lance Hogan. There's a lot of Jim Cantori. There's a lot of really heavy hitters.
Ryan Hall, y'all, which has been so on top of it because he's tracking it throughout the entire United States, not just New Jersey.
Northeast Weather Authority. Here's something for the listeners that you don't realize. So Josh Chomick is the biggest weather nerd I've ever met in my life. Jimmy loves the weather too, and just in the past few weeks, I caught the bug.
Yeah, Josh got on weather Twitter, and he's just been sending us so many maps. I'm like, dude, you can't believe it too far out.
So the snowblower first inspired it because I was like jonesing to try it out. So I started looking at the map. I was like, oh, there's a storm coming. And then, algorithms, the way they work, the more I looked at maps, the more maps I saw.
Too many maps.
And what you begin to realize is weather kids dreamcast what they want to see happen.
And they know it's clicks, and they know people are going to share it like you shared it with us. So that gets them views, and they don't care what people think.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. You just have to pick and choose which pages you want to follow and see who has a good history over the years of predicting these storms. What I tell everyone, just if you're on X, go to the NWS, National Weather Service Mount Holly, or NWS New York page. They always provide such great information. That's where I always base my totals off of when I'm making my maps. I'm always checking the National Weather Service pages because they always like post really cool maps and really easy information to read. So
I like their briefing documents.
their briefing is great. It makes it so easy for the average Joe to understand. They're not like there's not all this like meteorological jargon that these weather nerds are posting on X that like I don't know half of what they're saying. So it's nice to see like NWS, they do a good job.
So we'll keep you posted. If you follow our Instagram page, you'll be seeing posts.
Yeah, we're gonna
about it.
definitely be posting a bunch, and I'll definitely try to film a lot.
I
during
think a
this
good
snowstorm.
field video would be cool if we did. We should have got the weather sticks. I forgot about that idea.
Well, yeah. I told you to order them.
We could still get them from Home Depot and get them around. We should do it. We should totally do it. Do we have a South Jersey correspondent?
Yeah, I could do it.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Mark this down in your brains. Home Depot yardsticks. They're like 90 cents. They sell them.
Okay.
We're going to get like 5 or 6 of them passed around. And then we're going to get the same shot. We should just make a model shot of how we want it framed. And we're going to do every like 12 hours. Here's the different towns. So you could swipe through and see what
Who are you sending these to?
I think you, me, Jimmy, and then we need like 2 more people. We need someone in Bergen County and we need someone in Sussex.
And just have them like at the same time, like we'll tell them when to like
We make a
photos.
group chat. We say, hey guys, could everyone send a video right
We
now?
do have a good connect in Sussex County, a
Yeah, we have
trained weather
Sussex.
spotter.
Yeah, we have some more people like near the shore as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll talk. We could tell
We can
everybody.
figure it out.
We could Venmo people and say, hey, go to Home Depot and get this yardstick so we don't have to deliver it to them.
Yeah.
And if you're one of
That'd
our
be really
listeners
cool.
and you want to be a part of a weather project with us, send a message to contact.thegardenstate@gmail.com.
I mean, I just say like if you're listening right now,
Yeah,
go get a
actually-
yardstick from Home Depot, and during the storm, we want you to send
Well-
us updates, like a photo of the stick in your yard in an area where
I want a video. I
Or-
want like a 10-second video. but-
video or photo. I don't care.
Yes.
Just like in an area of your yard that's not covered with trees or there's no snow drifts. It's got to be an open area so you get a true measurement of the snowfall.
Yep. And I want to do them. So here's the goal: is I would realistically like every 12 hours. So if it's like, 9 a.m. and 9 p.m.
That's cool.
Because that's realistic for people's lives. It's not too early, not too late. And I want to do carousels on Instagram where you could swipe through and see snow totals for different towns.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
So like on each slide, it says in yellow text the name of the town.
That'd be
You can look.
really fun.
I think it's a really fun thing. And if you're listening, you want to be a part of it. Let me just confirm this. I know we're doing this all live right now, which I think it's actually kind of fun.
Yeah, make sure they sell them at Home Depot.
I know I've seen them before at your Home Depot. Rulers and yardsticks. Hold on one second. The wooden one, the classic wooden.
Do they need to have that one, or if they have another yardstick at their house? will that
No.
do the
This
job?
I think it makes it better if it's consistent. It's $1.48. If you want me to Venmo you, I will. There's a Home Depot yardstick. I think it's in the paint section. $1.48.
And I think the best way to get it to us is by sending us an email, contact.thegardenstate@gmail.com.
Is that the move, or is it just send us a DM on Instagram?
DMs get so lost on Instagram. That's my only fear.
Yeah. So if you get a video, email it contact.thegardenstate@gmail.com.
We'll definitely check that.
And we will. Yeah, we get those emails, so we will see
The
it.
storm better not be a bust. Like after all this hype now,
I know, but
I would
think,
cry.
I think though this could be a really fun experiment for anybody that's, if you're working from home, it's the weekend, you want to get a
Yeah.
yardstick and like be a part of a really fun project and maybe be on our Instagram.
Are you guys liking these weekend storms? It's crazy. Like last weekend we got the snow, and now it's another weekend storm. Like people are like pissed because they're like, I want this storm midweek so I can get off from work. The kids can get off from school. Why is it always the weekend?
Oh, I think if this happens, you're definitely off Monday.
Oh yeah,
Right?
I think it's
Like-
going into Monday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Monday, expect everyone to be home from work and school.
I'm excited.
Might be,
But
might be a lot.
you got. It looks like if you look at the GFS the following weekend,
Oh,
you
yeah.
might have another storm.
There's
Nor'easter.
storms lined up,
Yeah,
guys.
it's
So
crazy.
it's possible that we might see multiple. This winter's actually been nuts. Like we've been getting good snowfall already, and it's only January, so we might be getting storms all the way into March, maybe April. So buckle up. The hype is real. They were saying it's going to be a good winter, like back in the fall when we were talking about it. No one knew what to believe, and so far it's been true. We've been getting a lot of snow, and it's been cold too.
Can I just say I don't trust that part of weather
What?
when they're making predictions in the fall.
Oh,
is
yeah.
it like
I feel like no
is it
one
'cause it's
knows.
a La Nina or whatever? Like
I have no idea. I feel like even if it is, like sometimes they get it wrong, and no one can really predict it. I don't trust it.
It's funny because these people are, and I know it's the cliche, but it's like the baby boomer cliche about weathermen. They get everything wrong and they still make it's the only job you get everything wrong, you still get paid. Which I have, since my last week of weather Twitter, I've learned I have a lot of respect for weather people. There's no way to know what's going to happen. It's unpredictable. It's nature.
Look at the models. They changed constantly. It's so hard to like pinpoint the exact positions of these storms and like who's going to get what totals. It's so hard. You can't predict weather. You can't play God.
Yeah.
My dad would always say that to me.
You can't play God?
He's like, why are you looking into the forecast? You can't play God. I was like, I just like looking at the maps.
Does he listen to the podcast?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I wonder what he's thinking right now as he listens to you say
I was
that.
texting the family group chat today about the storm and all that, and he's probably just dreading it for work. So.
I like the idea of collecting. Like it's fun to. Weather is an amazing thing to observe, and there's so much stuff around us that because you live life, you get busy, you don't acknowledge how amazing it is. Like a storm
It's
is
really cool.
When you see a massive storm and you could see the radar of it rolling over Texas, obviously the model of what's happening, and then it's moving up the coast. There's something so brilliant about how they figured this out. It's like how these people are so smart, and it's really, really cool to watch. But I think Papa Chom is right there with sometimes these weather people get a little too cocky. They think they are God. It's like, it's going to be this, that, and the other. And it's like, you're wrong. And they get humbled every single time.
100%.
So you got
to I'm just going to say,
your bets.
I just want to say, like, this season, though, our weather maps on the Garden State page have been pretty accurate. That's all I'm going to say. Everyone, like, sees our weather maps, like, oh, it's not going to happen. Everything I've posted happened. So I'm just going to leave that there. And I think we're doing a pretty good job.
All right.
Because we don't dreamcast here. Okay, we don't dreamcast.
No Dreamcast allowed. Did you have a Dreamcast as a kid? My neighbor's had Sega Dreamcast.
A Dreamcast.
Yeah.
No, my neighbor had it though, and I went over his house and played it. I only had the N64, and when the Dreamcast came out, my parents didn't get it. It was Dreamcast, and what was the other one?
It was Sega Dreamcast and the Sega what?
There was
Genesis. That was it. The Genesis.
No.
Yeah,
that was a different time.
The black one. Yeah, I remember the Sega Genesis and the Sega Dreamcast.
But like during Dreamcast, didn't another? What was just type in what was the competition to the Dreamcast? Because there was two, I think.
Maybe there was. I don't know. Oh, the Dreamcast, dude! So
such a cool futuristic name.
PlayStation, Nintendo, GameCube, Xbox. Yeah, that was it. Are you sure?
Maybe it was PlayStation 1 at that point.
PS1. I think it was PlayStation 1, if I'm remembering. But this says PlayStation 2. I remember the Dreamcast coming out. I remember it feeling like an alternate, like, you know how there's...
Oh, it felt so futuristic. I wanted it so bad.
To me, it felt kind of indie. It felt like there was its own little wave
also,
of
look
like,
at the controller. The controller looks like so cool.
Indie.
It just felt like it was like alternative.
Or did the
gaming.
GameCube come out the same time as the Dreamcast? Or no, is that like a totally newer system?
GameCube came out in like later, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm already forgetting.
I just remember
how old we are.
my neighbor kid down the street turning it on and hearing Sega. Remember that?
Yeah.
The sound. All right. Man, we both have severe ADD. Hey, Josh, do you want to crack open the mailbag or should we dive right into the news this week? What are you feeling?
We got a few calls into the mailbag. I say we answer them because we love the mailbag here on the Garden State.
All right. Well, let's do it. Josh, the number to call in. We should reach out to Iltronics and say, I think we need a season 2 voice.
But now this one is stuck in people's heads. Like, I didn't. Our
filthy animal.
What is going on?
Mark this. Oh, yeah. Our board is currently needs some fixing.
That was...
But don't you think like it's stuck in people's heads right now? Like, why do you want to make a new mailbag?
Did you ever see the video of the kid with the broken soundboard during a high school play?
No.
Oh no, but that sounds amazing.
Can you indulge me on this for 5 seconds before we do the mailbag?
Did it mess up everything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least everyone kind of played along with it. Like, he was like, "I'm sorry," and everyone starts laughing.
How do you triple tap a fart sound effect?
It could have just been a
in
triple.
The
It could have been a triple
so
fart.
bad. One more time, just for good measure. Sorry. I don't know why I become a 6-year-old when I saw that clip.
That's amazing.
Because it's so serious. It's all these kids on the stage.
But then you hear like people in the audience laughing. I would have bursted out laughing if I was there.
Can you imagine that? Because theater kids, the one thing the one thing with theater kids is they take themselves so seriously, and they take their plays so seriously.
They work really hard to like put on this play. It's not easy, that's why. Give them some credit.
Imagine you're so stressed about this musical, and like you're on, like they're singing this ensemble or whatever.
Yeah,
and that happens. I think I would cry.
It would be amazing. I kind of wish I would have experienced that.
And so that's what happened here with our soundboard. It's just spazzed out.
Yeah, and I think I got it right. So if you want to call into the mailbag and leave us a little message, the number is
908 67 99 99 3.
Hey, what's up, guys? Just want to call in. Just thought this was a funny story, I guess, or just wanted to enlighten you what's going on. But basically, I'm from New Jersey, lived in New Jersey my whole life. Just moved to New York and had a little bit of a culture shock because, wake up, want some breakfast. I'm like, all right, I'll go down to the little corner bodega, the bottom of my apartment, walk in, they got a whole grill, deli, giant menu, like 50 menu items. I'm like, okay, we're in business. Go up to order it, and I'm like, can I just get a pork roll, egg, and cheese, salt, pepper, ketchup? Rolls off the tongue. You already know the order. Guy looks at me like I have 4 heads. I'm like, okay, we got a situation here. I go, you don't have pork roll. Looks at me, just pauses, doesn't even know what I'm talking about. Like he never heard it in his life. I go, okay, let me talk in North Jersey. Do you have Taylor ham? Still looks at me like I have 4 heads, has no idea what I'm saying. I'm like, okay, this is not good. He looks at me dead in the eyes and he goes, we have boar's head ham.
No, man.
I go, what? Like, boar's head ham.
That's nasty.
I asked for pork roll, egg, and cheese. So I guess over here in New York, they generally don't know, what pork roll is or what Taylor ham is. So I don't know what I'm going to do for breakfast anymore, but just thought you guys should know it's a struggle over here. So see you guys.
See, that's interesting.
That's an amazing...
And of course, the Taylor ham pork roll debate is a New Jersey thing because of the fact that it, whatever you want to call it, I call it Taylor ham, is a New Jersey product.
Yeah.
And
but even like you go to I wonder if he's talking about like New York State or like you're in the city, because I feel like if you're in New York City, like everyone's gonna everyone's gonna know.
Bagel shops should have it.
Yeah, they'll know what he's talking about. Like, do you think he's in like upstate New York, some small town?
In the city.
Sounds like he said a bodega.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, that's weird. It's just weird. Yeah, I feel like any bodega would know that, but apparently not the one that he's going to.
It is strange.
I would be so mad if they offered me that ham option instead of like pork roll or Taylor ham. I'd walk out immediately. I would have to go find a new bodega.
Funny enough, my coworker the other day told me he had something for breakfast. This Pennsylvania meat, and he was like, "Yeah, I had some eggs and some." What's that?
Like, where did he have it?
At home, he made it.
Oh, okay.
But it's a Pennsylvania thing. Jimmy, do you know what I'm talking about? It's like
Scrapple?
Scrapple? Never heard of that.
Really?
You know what Scrapple is?
Yeah.
What's Scrapple?
It's like all the bits, right?
Yeah, I've never heard of it in my life till he said it. And I was like, what is that? And he goes, maybe it's a Pennsylvania thing. Is it?
I've always heard of it.
In Jersey?
Yeah.
Like, Google it. Where's that from? Scrapple?
Yeah.
Today's the first time I'm ever hearing about Scrapple. And before that, it was Scrabble, the game. So I don't know what Scrapple is.
According to chat, Scrapple's very much a Pennsylvania thing, especially Pennsylvania Dutch country.
That makes sense. I am Pennsylvania Dutch.
Yeah, so are you?
No.
It could be like a South Jersey thing too. Who knows?
Well, South Jersey bleeds, and that's the bleed. That's why like New York would know Taylor ham.
True. But I am a South Jersey boy.
Yeah, he is a South Jersey boy.
It is amazing to me. So the chat also does say Delaware, Maryland, and southern New Jersey, and parts of Virginia it, but mainly Pennsylvania. And it's so funny to me that as Americans, this is the funny thing about how powerful our culture is there's subsets of culture related to our food. So you go to Pennsylvania, they have their own breakfast meat.
Yep.
That is, I've never heard of, and I've lived next to Pennsylvania for 31 years.
So actually, I still don't know what it is. What's Scrapple?
It's all the bits of pork, I guess.
So take pork roll and just chop it up, and then you get Scrapple.
I think it's even worse than that.
Let's see a photo.
Okay, here you go.
Jimmy, have you ever been to a restaurant or a diner and you ordered a Scrapple?
So
I've never ordered it because I'm not an adventurous eater like that.
So it's pork scraps mixed with cornmeal broth and spices, usually sage, pepper, and sometimes onion. Yeah, I looked up a photo of it. Wasn't into it.
Even in like South Jersey diners, like I don't see like scrapple on the menu. It's just like home fries, toast, like with my eggs or something like that. I don't know.
Not for me, but hey, to our caller, I love Taylor ham, and I'm surprised that was your experience. I would encourage you to go to a good bagel shop.
Yeah, check out another bodega. If you're in the city, there's so many to choose from. So I'm pretty sure that you're gonna find a good spot. Keep us updated. If you find a really good spot, call us back in the mailbag and let us know your experience. Thank you.
Awesome. Let's do one more call here.
Hey, calling from Warren County. This is in regards to the most recent episode about what you were saying with the drones and like thermal stuff. Unfortunately, you can't really get a thermal like addition to your drone. That's kind of outside of the consumer area. But you should check out Kalari Vision for multispectral drones and conversions. It can certainly help you out there. But yeah, check it out if you're interested in that thing. Love the podcast. Keep it up.
Whoa.
Thank you, Warren County.
Good insight from Warren County. So the context, if you didn't listen to the last episode, we were talking about Josh wants a thermal drone.
Yeah, it'd be cool to add like some thermal lens or something onto my drone, but apparently I have to get a brand new drone.
Well, you can buy a converted drone. Full spectrum
but that's
infrared.
The thing, is it just the camera? Or it's like in the body that you need to like, the body needs the thermal. That's why I'm because these are all DJI Mavic series drones with thermal in it.
Yeah, I think it's a
converted drone, infrared converted.
Looks like it's just a big mounted camera on the front.
No, that's the normal camera though, Josh.
I don't know what these look like. Sorry, I don't know.
Yeah, that's the normal Hasselblad camera. So like, I don't know if it's like it says converted. Like, is it in the body or? I gotta hit up Brian Mack. He's got one, and he'll be able to tell me the answer. But yes, thank you for the call. It'd be cool to figure this out because playing with thermal would be so much fun.
Yes,
and we could find missing dogs in the woods.
Yeah, love it. All right, should we get into some news?
Yes, let's do it.
It's been quite the eventful week here in New Jersey, and there's a lot we can cover. Starting off, Governor Phil Murphy's leaving office, and he left office, I should say. Yeah. Thank you. And there were a few last-minute decisions that have been making their rounds on the news. One of the first ones I want to talk today about is relates to e-bikes. So here's the headline. On his last day in office, Governor Phil Murphy signed an e-bike bill requiring all e-bike drivers to have licenses and insurance after multiple deadly crashes.
We kind of all saw this coming. There's been so many e-bike accidents throughout the state over the years, and rumors been going all around now. People need to be licensed to ride these bikes, and Governor Murphy signed a bill. So now to ride an e-bike, you need to have a license.
It's interesting. So here's what the article says, and I want to talk about this, candidly. But I'll give you a bit of what the article says. So this is from the New Jersey Monitor. It says New Jersey will have some of the strictest regulations on electric bikes in the nation under a bill Governor Phil Murphy signed into law Monday. The new law will require registration, licensing, and insurance for electric bikes, and it also does away with the 3-tier system the state formerly used to classify them. The new law, which also bans online e-bike sales for 1 year, comes after a series of fatal crashes involving e-bikes, including one that left a 13-year-old boy in Scotch Plains dead last year. Murphy, who leaves office Tuesday, said in a statement that the increasing popularity of e-bikes requires us to take action and update regulations that help prevent tragedies from occurring. So my take on this, this is controversial because you're going to see both sides. You're going to see, I think a lot of people are going to be upset with this because they're going to feel like it's infringing on some of their rights. Then you're going to have some people that are excited about it because they want to make sure that the kids are safe. I tend to think, and this is going to be contrary to my nature, but I tend to feel like something had to be done. I'm not saying this specific piece of policy was brilliant. It was a stroke of genius, but I think something had to be done for specifically like the 13, 14-year-old kids that were running wild.
That's the biggest concern. It's the kids like 10 to 15 years old, the ones who don't know how to operate an electric bicycle, which is very powerful. It's dangerous, especially riding on the road with the amount of cars we have in the state. It's very dangerous.
What I wonder is, you need a driver's license. You have to wait till you're 17 in New Jersey to get a driver's license. You have to take a course, 6 hours of defensive driving course with the instructor on the road, and you're off. You're driving, right? You pass your test at the DMV. you could be 14 and get an e-bike that could go 60 miles an hour and there's zero barrier to entry. That seems like kind of wild to me. Like one of the first things they teach you in defensive driving in high school, did you guys take that class, by the way?
Yes.
Is exactly that, defensive driving. You don't drive offensively, you have to drive defensively and ensure that you're driving safe on the road. I remember being 17 and that was like a mind-blowing concept to me. I was like, wait, so you're saying I should almost assume the worst of everybody around me.
Of course.
Assume they're going to make a bad decision.
Especially
I need to be
in
on my
Jersey.
guard. I remember being 17 and for whatever reason that was like, whoa, I never even thought about that. And I was 17, so maybe I was just dumb. I don't know, but you have like a 15-year-old and they're not thinking through that. They're just going, I want to ride my bike with my boys and have some fun. And so to me, I think something had to be done. Was this piece of legislation perfect? I could see arguments from both sides.
Because like you're going to continue reading about it, but like I think like once you're 17 and above, say you have your driver's license at 17, you don't need to get an e-bike license. You could use your driver's license and operate the e-bike. Yes, you have to still insure it and whatnot, but like you'll still have no problem. It's all the younger kids. That's the thing. Between 15 and 17, that's where kind of you have to get licensed now.
I'm going to read a little bit more here. It says, under the new law, low-speed electric bikes refers to bikes with an electric motor that cease to assist once the rider reaches 20 miles an hour. So motorized bikes means bikes with a throttle that max out at 28 miles per hour. And electric motorized bicycles includes two-wheel pedaled vehicles with an electric motor that can exceed 28 miles per hour. So low-speed e-bikes and motorized bikes will now require licensing, insurance, and registration. So the bill moved quickly in recent weeks, advancing out of both houses of the legislature during its final voting session last week. E-bike owners will have 6 months to meet the new licensing, registration, and insurance requirements. Licensing and registration fees will be waived for 1 year. So minors under the age of 15 will be banned from operating low-speed e-bikes or motorized bicycles, and a 17-year-old is required to have a basic driver's license to drive an e-bike. The law allows 16-year-olds to rent low-speed electric bikes that are part of a contract with local governments like City Bike. The law also bans the sale of modification kits to turn low-speed e-bikes into motorized bicycles, and for 1 year, the sale of electric motorized bikes online. My preference to all of this, because this is my take, my preference would be parents just parent and don't let your kids be stupid on bikes. Say, hey, I don't like that we need a nanny state in the government. I don't think this is the role of the government, although we live in a culture where it unfortunately has become the role of government. It should just be common sense that parents are going, hey, dude, you're 14. You don't need a bike that goes 35 miles an hour.
I would agree with that.
Like, why do we need pressure from the state to be pushing down? Now, what are your thoughts, Josh Chomick?
You see the amount of accidents that are happening with these younger kids who have no idea how to operate on a main roadway. Like all these kids are getting hit and there's been deaths and it's very sad. And that's why something had to have been done. So, but I agree with everything you guys are saying with the parents thing. Yeah. But
yeah, I see it by my house, right? Like I live by a decently main road and I see kids go flying.
All the time. Yeah.
Like, like faster than the cars.
And honestly, I don't think this is going to change that much. I think like I saw the violation for this is like a $50 ticket right now or something like that. And like how strict are police officers going to be enforcing this? I'm not sure. Nonetheless, it's I see so many young kids riding e-bikes everywhere now, and it's scary. Licensed or not, people are going to be riding these e-bikes all the time. You just know it's going to happen. This is not going to just heal the world. It's not going to prevent children and even adults who are reckless with these things from riding the bikes. So accidents are still going to happen on the road. And say someone listening to this podcast right now gets into an e-bike accident, Josh. Say it might not even be their fault. These drivers in the Garden State are crazy. Is there something that they could do to protect themselves?
I'm going to say reach out to our buddy Anthony Davila over at njinjury.com.
Oh, the best.
Injuries happen. You live in New Jersey. You see stuff happen all the time. Our friend Anthony Davila, like I said, friend of the podcast, great injury attorney. When the details matter with these situations and you need someone solid, reach out to our friend Anthony. That's njinjury.com. Whether the e-bike rules change or not, like you said, people are going to be doing crazy stuff and injuries are going to happen. So reach out to our pal. He'll take good care of you.
I'm so curious. I see so many people like all over the internet freaking out about this bill being passed.
I think this is a great time to push to the comments. I want to hear what you at home think. Are you in favor of this? Do you not like the idea? Let us know what you think.
Do you have a 13-year-old riding an e-bike? Are you going to stop them from riding until they're 15? Or are you guys just trying to swerve around the law here? Let us know in the comments.
I would hate if I spent like $2,000 on a bike and my kid can't use it anymore. That's really annoying.
That means it's all yours now.
I guess so.
Now you get all the fun.
All right, let's move on to another story here. This is related to Governor Murphy's last day in office. This is a really crazy one. So Governor Murphy, on his last day as governor of New Jersey, pardoned the son of a New Jersey power broker who was convicted in a deadly hit and run.
Didn't Murphy pardon he pardoned a lot of people on his last day.
Well, that's typically whether you're president, governor, if you could have the pardoning power, it's towards the end of your term because it's not going to have any impact on your
you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, it's not like it doesn't matter what the polls say at that point, which is why when at the end of Biden's presidency, there's tons of the pardons rolled out.
Yeah.
Every president does pardons at the end of their thing.
But this one
Unless
story
you're Trump,
is...
then you do it at the beginning of your presidency.
Then you do it at the beginning of your presidency. He starts off with a bang. That's true. That's a good point.
Shout out Kodak Black. But this story was circling around the internet. A lot of people are really upset about it because, this power broker, this kid, deadly hit and run, left the scene of the crime, and is not going to get penalized for it. Because the connections.
This is the type of situation that causes violent revolution. I don't want to sound crazy to the people at home. This is the type of thing that causes revolutions in nations. And this is why you trust public servants to be public servants. Because here's the reality. There's one big club and you're not in it. And you're not in it and I'm not in it.
I'm not.
The reality is if I tonight on my drive home from this podcast ran somebody over and killed them with my car, and then what he did was he went home, he called his dad 10 times, told his cousin what happened. He knew what he did, right? This was outlined in the case. Gets convicted of the crime. If it was me, I'd be doing life and not life, but maybe 20 years in prison or 10 years in prison.
A long time, yeah.
It would not be, there'd be no way out.
Yeah.
But if you're friends with the governor, this kind of undermines any legitimacy of any system in our country. And I think pardons are such a weird thing.
Hey, maybe this is a good thing that we interviewed Mikey Sherrill because if we might get the pardon from her.
Make the call.
Yeah.
The thing is, right? Like all these politicians always say, nobody is above the law.
Except my friends.
Right? They all say that.
Yeah.
Like they all say it. And then you have this pardoning power, which I don't know.
I got to text Mikey right now about the relationship.
Well, this is the thing, Jim, is politicians, early American Revolution, a politician probably would have had fear of their constituents in a healthy sort of way.
Yeah.
People are going to do something. And I think that's the challenge is people in our culture we're on cruise control. It's like, well, what are we going to do? There's nothing we can do about it. People feel powerless and politicians know that because we really probably are powerless at the end of the day. And they do these things. It's so crazy to me. It's absurd because what it shows is your character at the end of the day. It's like I'm willing to ignore justice to help out a friend. And it's like...
And I get the pardoning, help out the friends, whatever. I'm cool with that. But maybe a small crime or something not dealing with murder,
Death is where it gets weird.
The death part's hard because it's you killed somebody, man.
All right, let's say your friend committed insurance fraud. Did you take a business ethics course in college?
No.
Okay, I took an ethics course and they bring you through all these different situations. Let's imagine you're the governor and your friend stole $100,000 from an insurance company.
Wow.
That's located in your state and they're getting tried in New Jersey. Still pretty bad. I would feel really... If Josh Troy called me and I'm the governor, I'd be like, dude, I don't know.
I'm come on, Sobes.
Hook it up. But I'd be like, that seems like it goes against my morals. I don't feel right about it, right? Because it's stealing.
Yeah.
But it's a different thing than you ran somebody over your car. You had left the scene of you didn't even call the cops and see if an ambulance could come fix the situation.
It's not a good look at all.
In one of his final acts in office, New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy pardoned the son of a Democratic power broker after he was convicted in a deadly hit and run in Atlantic City. So on Tuesday, January 20th, 2026, Harris Jacobs, 28, of Atlantic City, New Jersey, was found guilty of second-degree knowingly leaving the scene of a fatal motor vehicle accident. The conviction stemmed from an incident that occurred on September 4th, 2022. Jacobs was driving a 2016 Toyota 4Runner along the 1800 block of Atlantic Avenue in Atlantic City around 3:35 a.m. when he struck a 76-year-old named Orlando Fraga, also of Atlantic City. So surveillance video showed Jacobs getting out of his vehicle and walking to the man, leaning over his body on 2 separate occasions. He then returned to his vehicle and drove away without calling the police.
See, that's bad.
So the man later died from his injuries. It's like
so sad.
So Jacobs' initial trial in 2025 ended in a hung jury, according to Barbone. A retrial then took place in January 2026. Jacobs was then convicted on Tuesday, January 20th, 2026. That same day, however, Governor Murphy announced Jacobs was one of the 97 people he had pardoned as one of his final acts. So why is this exactly relevant? Harris Jacobs is the son of Joe Jacobs, an Atlantic City power broker and Democratic fundraiser who has ties to Murphy and his wife Tammy. Unfortunately, when politics pervades justice, the rule of law becomes subordinate to influence and power. A conviction can be rendered meaningless, not by the verdict of a jury, but by the intervention of political power and connections, the ACPO spokesperson wrote. I agree with that. That is a perfect way to say it. This undermines our trust in the whole game.
Yeah.
You need regular people paying their taxes, driving around to trust that there's something underlying this whole system. If you don't want a violent revolution which have happened in almost every empire to ever exist, there's violent revolution where people get killed and politicians, horrible things happen. When people begin to feel like none of this is even real. And I think that's the issue with this situation is it kind of makes you feel like you're not in the club. So guess what?
That's how it is.
It's not justice. It's not moral. It's not right. And I guess that's the power you give to a governor. So this is why these people matter. The people you elect, the people you vote for, you'd hope that they have beyond good economic plans and beyond a good, some sort of a good strategy to fix transit. You want people that have a crisp moral conscience. And I don't know that any of our politicians do anymore.
No one does.
Honestly, which is we need new people to run. So
Josh,
with that, I'm announcing my candidacy.
If you were governor and say, like, I did this, right? Like, I left the scene after I hit someone and killed them. I'm like, Sobes, remember we were best buds back in the day? We did the podcast? Listen, man, I'm going to go to prison for a long time. Can you please pardon me?
So here's the
Would you do it and not feel anything?
Well, here's the really weird part. Is if Phil Murphy did this for his brother, let's say, because you're like a brother to me. We've been friends our whole lives.
But we're not brothers.
But we're not. But listen. And I don't, it's a good, we'll talk about that.
Got it.
If Murphy was doing this for a buddy of his, that they've been friends their whole life and it was his son, and he's like, this kid's like a son to me, and I don't care if it ruins my reputation. I'm going to ruin my political career because this guy's like family to me. Still wrong, but at least I could see value there. This is a donor. It's a fundraiser. It's a guy that gets money for him to run for office.
Yes.
So it's like, it just seems like it's all a big game. I don't know.
He got a lot of money from this guy, so he owes him a favor.
Exactly. And that's the way the world works. So I don't want to spend more time on this story. We can keep moving. But any closing thoughts from you guys?
Yeah. We got to get tight with Mikey. Just in case something goes down. Just down the road. I don't think anything's going to happen, but just in case we need that pardon. We do have the number.
It would be cool to get pardoned.
All right, let's move on to another one here. So New Jersey schools are going to revive cursive writing in class for students.
Finally.
I love this idea.
You guys like this?
Yes. You don't like it?
Do you guys even know how to write in cursive?
Yes, I
took it in third grade.
Okay, relax. Do you actually still write in cursive? Because I'm pretty sloppy. I just know my signature. I just know my letters.
I mean, I don't typically handwrite much.
But you can if you had to.
Yeah.
You remember?
Yeah.
I'm bad.
Okay, I like to take shots at the baby boomers because they're a funny generation, but I'm going to give credit to the baby boomers on something. They have the nicest handwriting.
Oh, yeah.
If you've ever seen like a 67-year-old guy, like this guy, he could be a blue collar, and no shots at blue collar. A lot of my family is blue collar, but you could be a blue collar guy that works with his hands every day, and then you see him sign a check, and you're like, dude, this guy writes like one of the founding fathers. The baby boomers have amazing handwriting. Like they were taught
does that have something to do with learning
with
cursive?
School. Absolutely, I think.
You think so?
Yes,
because we learned, but we had it in school, and our handwriting.
I think it was less intense for us than it was for them. I think it was so valued in the culture at that time that they have really beautiful handwriting. And here's my thing. There's going to be a lot of our culture with education goes to the lowest common denominator. We go, this is outdated. It's dumb. It's like if all of life is just surface level nonsense where you're like, oh, why does beauty in the way you write even matter? Then you live in a culture that you hate. Everything sucks. Everything stinks around you. It's not beautiful. We need to build a society where even the way you write is beautiful because it matters how you write. These things matter. This is what's been this is why our culture is decaying. Is we used to value. Look at the way they built the bank in your downtown area 100 years ago versus now.
Class have to do with that? Like, isn't that calligraphy?
No, calligraphy is different.
Calligraphy would be more complex kind of cursive for documents. Okay. Degrees, that sort of stuff. Cursive is just the everyday penmanship. It's how do we write?
But like, even if you don't know how to write in cursive, you can still have really neat handwriting.
No, you're totally.
Yeah, I'm just trying to bounce off like what you're saying right now. Like, I'm just trying to make sense of this.
I think cursive develops writing as an art.
Yes.
Otherwise, you learn in class, the dotted line A, B, C. But I do think cursive takes it a step further in saying there's an art to what you're doing. And let's be really honest. You see a letter your grandfather wrote to your grandmother in 1955, and it's written in cursive, and you're like, there's something beautiful about that.
Do you remember how to do what's capital Z? It's pretty much like the same, right?
It's the big whoosh.
Oh, you're right. That one is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's crazy this is coming back because it's been gone for a little bit, right?
Am I crazy?
No.
Do you agree? Like, things should be more beautiful. Like, to me, the people that are going to be like, this is nonsense, I get it, but to me, it's a win. Let kids learn cursive.
It's a cool thing to know. Like, I wish I kind of practiced my cursive more.
It's the same reason I think we've lost all formality as a culture. It's like, why would I wear a suit to a funeral? I'm just going to wear like a black polo shirt and slack. No, we need formality. We need pomp and circumstance. It adds value to life. And I totally, at this point in my life, I used to think like that. I totally now think it is the rejection of formality in the really small things that makes all of life feel ridiculous. Like, we have to take ourselves seriously as a culture.
Bring back wearing suits on flights. Bro, those old
did you hear
flights?
About that?
No.
I think that was like the travel person.
Oh, yeah, he said like don't wear pajamas on flights or something like that.
And everyone was making fun of it, which I mean, like, look.
Like, you see those old school photos of everyone dressed in a suit on an airplane?
It's a free country, and yeah, it is cool though when you see people in the 1950s on a Pan Am flight and they're all dressed really nice. But that was life for everybody back then.
It was.
But to me, it's like when I see, okay, how do you expect a kid to take education seriously if they're showing up to school in Cookie Monster pajama pants?
Unacceptable.
You're like, did that kid in high school, the Cookie Monster pajama pants kid, were they ever the valedictorian of anything?
The Cookie Monster.
You know what I'm talking about, though, don't you?
Oh yeah, there was always the kids.
There was always that one, and they were drinking a Monster.
It's probably more now than it was for when we were in school.
I hate to sound like, I don't care what I sound like anymore. This is the absurdity of like just basic common sense is like so illegal now. We need to take ourselves seriously in the really small things. This is how we fix culture, I think, is in the minor stuff. I said in the last episode, how you do anything is how you do everything. If you show up to school and you feel good about the way you look, you're not dressed in freaking pajama pants, you're going to take your education more seriously. Adults need to recognize this because kids are never going to write. Kids don't care about that. They're going to go like, that's stupid. But
I hated cursive class.
I actually kind of enjoyed it.
It was so hard for me to learn. I was a little slow. It was tough. The Z's, the X's. But it was cool once I figured it out.
I just think we're better. We sell ourselves short as a culture. We sell ourselves short. Look at the Chrysler Tower, and next time you're in New York, and look at the minor details, the gargoyles or whatever you call them, the little things that they used to just put swag on buildings just to put swag there. They were like, you know what? A building would work, but let's carve an animal into it.
I do want to say on my first trip to Los Angeles for business back in 2011, Josh and I and our friends, we all wore suits for the flight.
We did.
And that's why we're successful to this day. That's all I'm going to say.
So New Jersey schools will now be required to put cursive handwriting back into elementary school classrooms. After years of debate and stalling in the legislature, the measure was passed nearly unanimously last week. On Monday, it was signed in by Governor Phil Murphy. Instruction on cursive handwriting will be added back into curriculum for 3rd through 5th grade at a time when classrooms strive to balance hands-on learning and increase in an increasingly digital world. So the requirements take effect immediately and apply to the next full school year. Listen, guys.
Wow.
It's one thing to type. and I like typing, I like writing. I think we're entering the age of AI where so much is going to be able to be done digitally.
That is true. Yeah, these kids are getting way too comfortable with just having ChatGPT.
Preserving the art. And I think that if I was, if we were thinking really progressively about the direction of school, imagine a world where kids in high school are forced to handwrite essays. Like, do you not think that would make them better writers?
Wait, they don't have to handwrite essays now?
They type. Do you type an essay?
Really?
Like we did. You didn't in high school type essays? MLA format. Times New Roman?
Oh yeah, I guess I'm thinking about like middle school or elementary school.
Like when you were really little.
When I'm really little, I'm writing.
We're entering a time where that's removed the layer of authenticity because you can use ChatGPT. And I think the future will be, hey, you're 17, write your 5-page paper in pen on a sheet of paper. And yeah, you could still plagiarize in that way, but I think there's value to it. So that's my boomer rant of the day.
Also, that's why I used to always take notes. Even in college, dude, I wouldn't take notes on a laptop.
Yeah,
if you write, you remember things better. Because I don't know why it is, but you're just like writing and you just remember it easy. That's why I would always take notes writing. Had my laptop in college, but I still wrote everything. Only way I could remember something.
Yes.
Was there anything else in there to cover? We good?
Yeah. So Cursive was one of the things that the New Jersey classroom dropped under Common Core about 15 years ago. So this was
been that long?
When Common Core came in, Cursive was dropped. I think this is a hopeful sign for education that we're going, hey, we've made some missteps. Let's push back. Now, there's teachers out there that are going to make, I don't even know how to write in Cursive. Like, if you want a teacher
all the 20-year-old teachers out there, they might not even know how to do it.
I have a teacher in my family that's 27. I guarantee you she does not know how to write in Cursive. And she teaches third grade. I'm going to actually text her.
Calling her out right now. That's bad.
I think she can.
I'm going to ask right now.
Oh, gosh.
I'll take bets that she can.
Don't even give her context. Be like, yo, can you write in Cursive?
All right, let's move on to another story here. This is a good week of news. I'm really enjoying these stories. So this is New Jersey Transit coming up next year. New Jersey Transit will reduce rail service by 50% in February as final prep for the new Portal Bridge that's being done.
The Portal Bridge looks great. Amazing project. The bridge looks great, but the only way for this thing to get working is by transferring everything over to that bridge. And to do that, you got to cut 50% of the lines in February.
I would not want to be Chris Calori. That's all I got to say.
Oh, people are coming after him.
But it's what you got to do, right?
Wait, is he still here?
Yeah.
With the new governor?
Yeah, she brought him back.
Yeah, Chris Calori is now in charge of NJ Transit and the Turnpike Authority. They combined the agencies.
That's nuts.
Nuts.
So yeah, if you're a commuter, listen up because February might be a little messy for you.
So the article says New Jersey Transit riders will have to endure some commuting pain before enjoying the benefits of the new Portal North Bridge on the Northeast Corridor, as service will be cut by 50% for 4 weeks starting on February 15th, according to New Jersey Transit. The final phase of construction of the $1.5 billion Portal North Bridge is to switch over the signals, switches, and overhead wires from the old bridge to the new one. New Jersey Transit officials said only one track will be available between Newark and Secaucus, which will require a temporary reduction in service and adjustments to the schedules of NJ Transit's trains running in and out of Penn Station. So NJ Transit President Chris Calori said the Portal North Bridge is the largest capital project ever undertaken by the agency. Currently, we have 332 trains that use the Northeast Corridor between Newark and Penn Station, New York. The disruption for the 4-week period will reduce our traffic by 50%. So, they're going to be cross-honoring with New York Waterway ferries between Hoboken Terminal and West 39th Street. They're also going to be cross-honoring for the path at Hoboken and 33rd Street only. And riders can take NJ Transit's 126 bus from the Port Authority bus terminal. So there's going to be ways around it, but this is one of those great times where if you're a hybrid worker to call up your boss and be like, I might need to be...
Yeah, be like, this is not going to work out. New Jersey Transit's bad, and it's only going to get worse now because of this disruption as they're finalizing the Portal Bridge project. So if you are a commuter, you can go on New Jersey Transit's website to see the full list of the new scheduling that's starting on February 15th, so you can be prepared.
New Jersey Transit is the absolute worst!
Thank you, Frank the Tank. That's wild. I'm so happy that I don't commute to the city every day anymore. So happy. Because that just sounds so terrible.
Okay, last story here, and this is a funny one.
Last but not least.
So some New Jersey towns are facing a salt shortage ahead of the weekend snowstorm.
A salt shortage?
I was thinking about this literally today. How hilarious. Well, not hilarious, but how do we never run out of... I know salt is super abundant.
You know where it comes from?
The earth?
Chile.
Really?
Yeah.
Our salt that we use in Jersey?
Comes from Chile.
Wow.
I used to have a friend who was a big salt importer.
Importer, exporter?
It is. Art Vandelay, actually. That's his name.
Wait, you have a friend that imports salt?
I used to have a friend who used to be the biggest importer of salt in the region.
So cool. How do you get into it? Like, that's the type of job where you're like, how did you do that?
Yeah, it's family
really cool.
business.
That's what it is. You got your
business.
great grandfather figured it out and left it for
Listen,
you.
I'm not shocked by this story based off how the roads even looked in Union County this past
I was
week. They were
just gonna say.
terrible.
Well,
Yeah, they were
so
bad.
many roads.
Very bad.
Even the ones that were plowed, like, oh my gosh, like no salt, nothing.
Well, you see, this is the problem. This is the problem here, right? They over salt when they don't need to, and then you come to a real event,
And there's no salt left.
salt to be
Yeah.
had.
Well, that's because the Governor Murphy's calling state of emergencies for 1-inch storms. What are we doing?
You want to see? You want to see?
What?
You want to see where the salt is? Look at my car. It's all over it.
Yep.
I have a black car. It's no longer black.
It's white.
Here's the thing, guys. There's got to be a better way.
Well, look at Montana, right? All those beautiful old trucks out there. Not an ounce of rust on them because they don't use salt.
What do?
They don't use salt. People don't know how to drive out there. I don't
So
know.
you're saying they just let the ice happen?
No, I think they use other things. I think they like put sand on the roads and stuff.
Sand would be good. Here's the thing, Jimmy.
Add traction.
You hit the nail on the head. They don't know how to drive. Where I live, the town I live in, if they didn't salt the road, you'd have 40 accidents.
Oh yeah.
The moms driving the massive Tahoes would be a liability because those big trucks slide.
Well,
the
also,
funniest thing, those huge, F-150s and the Rams,
Carnivals.
you just hear them. I live on the road in front of me has a slight slope to it, and when it snows, when I'm not shoveling, all you hear is like these big trucks
That's
trying to get
terrifying.
traction, and they can't. So
well, also I think a lot of places they use chains too, right? Chains
Yeah.
aren't legal in New Jersey
why are they not legal?
because it tears up the roads. Right? We just have so many people using our roads.
See, I'm surprised we haven't found a better chain solution.
Well, for the salt thing, like I feel like they started brining, but only some towns brine.
I think brine is even worse.
Is it?
Yeah, for your car, it just eats through everything.
Yeah, well, it seemed like they were doing that for a while, then they stopped brining after a while. So,
Well, you know what actually happens when you like over salt? It like changes like the pH of like the water, and like it's really not good.
Well, it gets into everything.
Yeah, it's not
like
good.
If you think about it, and I don't know what time period this would be done in, but the salting of a field would historically be you would do that to an enemy. You throw salt on their fields because it kills the crops. Nothing can grow in soil that has salt in it. Is that not a fact?
Because it's not helpful, right?
Let me confirm.
It's like you can't drink salt water.
A lot of the time I know Snapple facts and I don't know where I learned them.
But no,
it makes sense.
I'm serious though. It's a big environmental like disaster what we're doing.
Yeah.
But also, you got to think back to the Montana thing. You said Montana, right? Or what state did you say?
Yeah, I said Montana, but
It's also like it's colder there, so it's like you're not getting the snowfall. Then the snow melts immediately, which causes more ice. It kind of just stays snow there, so you have less ice there. So it's like less to salt.
So to my Snapple fact, soldiers would salt enemy fields mainly during scorched earth warfare, when the goal was to cripple the enemy's ability to survive and recover after a conflict. So the idea being...
Kills their crops.
So the Assyrians did this in the 9th through 7th century BC, which is like super brilliant if you think you're like, we're going to not only kill you now, we're going to make sure you can never come back.
That's wild.
You just cut their food supply off forever.
If you have an enemy, you could do that now.
So we do that. It's funny because my salt I got at the supermarket for my driveway was... Morton salt.
Yeah.
And I was looking at it, I'm like, it's so funny that Morton does the salt in my cabinet and they do the salt for my driveway.
they got
Don't mix them up.
a monopoly on the salt.
Yeah.
That's who he was the importer from Morton.
Oh, side note.
Yeah.
Side note, Morton, were you with me? Who was it? We were driving through the Utah. We're the salt
flats.
salt flats, and we saw the Morton factory.
Yeah, I think
Remember they were digging all the salt?
That's where they make it and they put it out in the fields.
I think that's like the salt that you eat.
Yes, because this salt comes from Chile.
It's from Chile.
Wait,
Yeah.
but
Got it.
So in the factory, they manufacture the salt, right?
For eating.
They crush it.
All salt. That's what, and they sent to Chile and they sent it back up.
I was just amazed seeing like the trucks like dig up all
Dumb
the salt.
joke, sorry.
Really
So it was funny.
I didn't get it.
It's all right.
I thought you were looking at me serious.
It's like when you told your cousin, we convinced his little cousin that there's a cloud factory.
Yeah.
In Linden.
You know what's funny now that we like mentioned that there's always rumors that the government is like cloud seeding and all that stuff. There might be a cloud factory.
Did you hear about the BlackRock thing that happened this week?
No.
Holy smokes! Because we're talking about the cloud factory.
BlackRock cloud factory seeding.
Hold on, you're gonna like. You guys are gonna like this.
Oh boy.
Was it BlackRock or Blackstone?
A lot of weird things happening now. We're 8 minutes into the podcast.
Okay, hold on.
The grill company.
I gotta find Blackstone.
Hey, talking about salt in your steaks, all your foods.
Someone infiltrated the World Economic Forum that's happening right now in Davos, and they got undercover video of BlackRock. So officials from BlackRock, and basically they captured admission of global weather manipulation.
Well, didn't they confirm this was happening in like Dubai? Like they were like manipulating the weather and cloud seeding and stuff like that?
I don't know, because we thought that, and then there were a lot of, this is where like you don't know what's even real anymore. There were articles, because you feel like everything's propaganda.
I assume everything's fake.
I know it's
like the Russia snowstorm pictures this week.
I didn't see those.
Oh yeah, those are crazy.
I thought it was fake.
I thought they were fake too.
It's crazy.
You didn't see that, Jimmy?
No.
Biggest snowstorm like ever.
I don't know why. Okay, this is going to sound crazy to the listeners. I don't know why the idea that we can manipulate weather is so dramatically weird. Like there is a science behind all of it. Why is that such a crazy thought? I know it's why it's a crazy thought.
Because you can kill so many people doing it.
I know, but I'm not saying are we doing it? I'm saying why is the idea that it can be done so crazy?
I think
we
because
we manipulate every climate
I feel like it because I think it is tough to do. Like I don't think it's simple.
I'm not saying it's like a chemistry kit in your basement. You're gonna manipulate like, but if you have enough money, you could probably find a way to mess with the moisture levels in the atmosphere of a certain. Well, they do it in Dubai. They make rain, don't they? Isn't that a fact?
I remember during those floods, there was a lot of controversy saying the government stepped in here.
They for sure cloud seed, but the controversy was it the cloud seeding that caused the flooding? And the articles are defending, saying no, absolutely not.
Got it.
There's just
they were saying it has nothing to do
3
with
feet
it.
of rain in the desert for no reason. That's man-made. It just happens all the time in the desert. Nonetheless, I'm not going to get into that. But I think Dubai for sure cloud seeds. Do they not?
For certain purposes, yes.
So then you can do it. UAE actively uses cloud seeding to encourage rain by releasing particles into clouds to boost precipitation, especially for water security, though it cannot create rain from nothing. So yeah, they do it.
So they have to have
dope.
like a storm to like kind of boost it.
Yeah, so it's like
It's like a plus.
You're just going in with the steroids.
Got it.
And then sometimes it gets a little out of hand. You give it a little bit too much moisture.
Oops, I put a little too much. Oh.
So as communities across the tri-state prepare for snow this weekend, some officials and business owners say salt for roads, sidewalks, and driveways is currently hard to find. You're not alone if you're looking for salt for the upcoming storm and can't find any. Stores across the region are out or on their last few bags. We heard earlier on in the year that there would be a possibility that you could not get salt, and we noticed it halfway through the year they were limiting the amount we could bring into the store, said James of West Milford Hardware and Supply. Love that they got a hardware supply store
Of course,
guy
come on.
for the quote. This is great.
All the hardware.
I could picture him wearing overalls at the counter. We knew this was going to happen.
They picked up all the good spots.
It says they're out all over the place, said Stuart Nixon of Montville Hardware.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
I didn't realize this. They went to a bunch of different hardware stores and just interviewed.
Dude, these guys are pissed.
So Stuart Nixon of Montville Hardware, he said, we've been trying to scramble to source it from different venues or different suppliers. I have plenty of shovels and I have plenty of sleds, but the stuff to keep the people from falling, all the ice melt, we're giving them sand as an alternative option, said Matthew Jeffrey of Marsala Hardware in Hillsdale. They literally went around to like 60.
It's awesome.
So
it's a problem.
This is a
Everyone's
problem.
struggling.
I need to go to the supermarket tomorrow and buy a bunch of salt because I'm wondering if they're going to be sold out.
Yeah.
They weren't this weekend. So The West Milford Hardware and Supply tried to order 2 pallets of salt normally used for water softeners. Actually, this is a quote, that's probably less expensive than the other salt. The granules are a lot larger than traditional rock salt or safety melt, but it will work, James said. 2 pallets were ordered, but only 1 was delivered. I had ordered 2, but they limited me to 1. I guess this storm, because everyone is doing the same thing, they're hopefully going to use this salt for driveways. James said.
And if you scroll down a little bit, Josh, it kind of just mentions the order here that these towns.
Yep. So here's the pecking order. The New Jersey, the state of New Jersey is state DOT. That's first priority with salt. Then county. Then the rest of the municipalities. Yep. Which, if you think about it,
they all get the leftovers at that point.
If you think about it, though, you got to get the major highways down because that's how you're getting to a hospital if you have a heart attack. Then you got to get the major county roads because that's how you're getting to the highway to get to the hospital. And then you get to the municipality, the side streets.
That's crazy. How
so people can get out of the driveways.
I had no idea until I saw this article today.
So really interesting.
Or I wonder if it's like certain counties, like these counties that they talked about. But also they said Piscataway was dealing with it as well. So it could be all over the state. Let us know if you go looking for salt.
It's gotta be
you
everywhere.
can't find any. You said you actually have to buy some?
I want to stock up. I need more for this weekend. So with that, that's the end of our episode, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really enjoyed this one. That was fun.
Me too.
That was a good episode.
We'll be back in 2 weeks with another episode. In the meantime, call into the mailbag, 908-67-99-99-3.
Yes.
If you want to talk to us. And just a reminder, get that measuring stick at Home Depot.
Yeah.
And join the movement. We want to track this storm.
Do you have one?
I don't, but I'm going to go get one.
I was about to say, I have to buy one too. Jimmy, do you have one?
I don't. I'm going to have to go to Home Depot.
Okay. So we all have to get it.
Yeah. But what I was going to say is maybe I'll put a post on our, like, can we film me on Friday?
Yeah.
Going to Home Depot and saying, hey, here's what we want from you guys. And then we could actually, I think it'd be really cool if there was a way we could give like a visual standard for how we want it shot. So when you're swiping through, you're getting the same. It looks the same. Angle.
Yeah. We could do a test for sure. That'd be awesome. Good call. Love the idea.
With that, we hope you have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. So long, everybody.
Let's get some snow. Later.
You're listening to the Garden State. The Dirty Jers.